guys, today we are going to read some more Chewy and Chica, The Puppy Place, where every puppy finds a home, special edition, by Ellen Miles. Let's get started. Chapter 4. After dinner, Charles cleared the table. As he carried the dirty dishes to the kitchen, he let himself think about how great it would be to get out of that chore for a whole month. Actually, he didn't even mind the job much, but he was dying to win the bet, just to show Lizzie that she wasn't the only one who understood dogs and knew how to train them. Could he possibly be the first one to find a great home for his puppy? He had boasted that he could, but inside he was not sure. Nobody would want to adopt a puppy who was chewing and things and chomping on body parts. How did you teach a puppy not to chew? Charles realized he had to find out fast, before Chewy did some major damage. After he took Chewy outside for a pee, Charles brought his puppy upstairs to his room, where he could do something thinking. Chewy seemed to like Charles' room. That is, he liked to chew it. He dashed around sniffing and chomping everything in sight. In about on the leg of Charles' desk, shredded the corner of Charles' bedspread, mangled the shoelaces on Charles' best shoes, sampled the taste of Charles' backpack straps, and nibbled on Charles' rag rug. Charles stopped him every time before he could do too much damage, and every time Charles took away the thing Chewy was biting on and handed him a puppy-sized chew toy. Charles knew to do that much. You had to teach the puppy that there were some things it was okay to chew, but it was exhausting to watch Chewy even more. I guess you'll sleep in a crate tonight, he told Chewy, scooping him up for the 10th time. Charles sat cross-legged on the bed with Chewy and let the puppy chomp on his cuffs on his jeans. While he thought about what to do, sometimes when he was trying to figure out a problem, Charles liked to sit on his bed and toss his favorite old baseball from hand to hand. There was something about the feel of the ball's worn leather and the nice plunking sound it made as it dropped into each hand. Before he knew it, ideas started to pop into his brain. That was how he had come up with his best science fair idea, the one about demonstrating that ants like sweet things better than sour things. The project had involved a Tootsie Roll Pop, and a pickle, and it had been the hit of that year's fair. Charles thought his baseball back and forth. Sure enough, the technique worked again. After only about 5 tosses, Charles knew just what to do. Lizzie had a whole shelf of books about dog training in her room. Because of the bet, she might not lend him one if he asked. But Lizzie was downstairs, close to the back door, with Chica in case her puppy had to pee again. All Charles had to do was sneak in there and borrow one of her books so he could learn about how to teach puppies not to bite and chew. It was the perfect solution. "Come on, Chewy," he said. He picked up the puppy, marveling all over again at how light he was when Buddy was a few weeks older. You could pick him up that easily, not anymore, but Chewy would always be tiny, no matter how grown up he was. "How can I keep you from chewing things in Lizzie's room?" Charles asked his puppy. Chewy cocked his head and blinked his big brown eyes. "Chewing me? Ha!" The puppy looked so innocent, but Charles knew better. He had another brainstorm. He grabbed his backpack and helped Chewy into it. Then he zipped it up just enough that Chewy could see out but couldn't climb out. Chewy's adorable bug-eyed face stuck out the top. Charles kissed his puppy's nose. "That ought to do. That ought to do it." Charles put on the backpack and tiptoed into the hall, listening to make sure Lizzie really was downstairs. When he heard her laugh, probably at something Chica was doing, he knew the coast was clear. Anybody who walked into Lizzie's room would know that she loved dogs. It wasn't just the shelf full of books about dogs or the dog breeds of the world poster over her bed, or the many pictures of cute puppies stuck on her bulletin board. There was also the display of miniature dog models she had started to collect. Every breed from Saint Bernard to Pekingese, and the stuffed animals on her bed, and the magazines on her nightstand. Lizzie's room was all dogs, all the time. Charles put his backpack down on the floor and made sure that Chewy could still see out. Then he knelt by the bookcase and scanned the titles. "Best Dog Tricks Ever," "How to Be Your Dog's Best Friend," "The Complete Idiot's Guide to Owning a Dog." None of those books seemed quite right. Charles did not want to teach Chewy tricks, at least not until after he had taught him to stop chewing. As for being his puppy's best friend, that was easy. Who needed a book for that? And even though Charles was not sure how to teach Chewy not to chew, we would not call himself a complete idiot. Then he spotted the perfect book, "Top 10 Puppy Problems and How to Solve Them" by Mickey Milligan. He knew that name. Wasn't that the dog trainer with long blonde hair? The one who was always on TV and in magazines? Charles pulled out the book and flipped through it to look for Chewy's problem. Here it is, chewing and biting. He snapped the book shut. "This is it, Chewy." He smiled over at his backpack, but Chewy's head wasn't sticking out anymore. "Chewy?" Charles went over and opened the backpack. The puppy must have squirmed his way out. "Chewy!" Charles looked wildly around the room, hoping against hope that Chewy had not destroyed some precious belonging of Lizzie's. He did not see the brown and white puppy anywhere. Charles grabbed the book and ran back down the hall to his room. Chewy, he cried. The good news was that Chewy was right there in Charles' room. The tiny pup blinked up at Charles with those big brown eyes. The bad news, Charles lay on Charles' bed, gnawing his favorite baseball to shreds. Chapter 5. Lizzie noticed the book was missing. Chapter 5. Lizzie noticed the missing book the second she walked into her room. At first, she was mad. For one thing, Charles wasn't supposed to be in her room without permission. For another, he should not have taken her book without asking. But then she decided to let it go. She practically knew that Mickey Milligan book by heart already. Anyway, in fact, she remembered with a sinking sensation. Didn't he say that some small dogs could be almost impossible to house train? Oh well, what did Mickey Milligan know? Lizzie looked under house training in some of her other dog training books. Then she sat on her bed with Chica cradling in her lap and thought the whole idea with house training was to, as one book said, set your puppy up for success, not failure. In other words, make sure the puppy has lots of chances to do her business in the right place and do your best never, ever, to let her go in the wrong place. That meant taking the puppy outside after every meal and play session, since sometimes the excitement of playing makes puppies have to go. Before bed and right after waking up, at the very least, could Chica get through the night without making a mistake? Lizzie did not think so. She carried her puppy down the hall to Mom's study. Mom, she asked, since it's vacation week, is it okay if I set my alarm for midnight so I can get up with Chica and take her outside? I think that would be all right, Mom said. She smiled at Lizzie. Guess what? I got Mr. Beauregard's phone number from Miss Dobbins. I called and asked him if he remembered that truck's license plate. He didn't exactly, but think he gave me enough letters and numbers to start a search. I've already passed them along to my friends at the police station. That's great, Mom. Lizzie moved Chica's tiny paws to make it look as if the puppy were clapping. Chica says, "Yay!" after she had taken her puppy outside at least at one last time. Lizzie brought Chica down to Charles' room so she could see that her brother, Chewy, would be sleeping right next door. The two puppies touched noses and wagged tails, but neither of them cried when Lizzie picked up Chica up to take her away. That was good news. The puppies already felt secure in their new place. Back in her room, Lizzie tucked Chica into the crate Dad had brought upstairs. The pup must have been very tired out from her long day. She curled right up tiny noses, the tiny tail, and went to sleep. Lizzie got up with the puppy 4 times that night. Each time she stumbled downstairs with Chica in her arms and went out the back door with the puppy holding a flashlight so that she could see whether Chica peed in the yard. Sometimes she did, and Lizzie made a big fuss over her and told her what a good girl she was, and sometimes she didn't. Either way, when Lizzie fell back into bed each time, she reset her alarm so Chica would have another chance in 2 hours. When Lizzie woke up for good in the next morning, she felt blurry-eyed and exhausted. She peeked inside the crate. Chica squinted back at her with that mischievous eyes. She shivered a bit too. Oh no, thought Lizzie, but when she touched the blanket beneath Chica, it was dry. Success. The puppy must have been shivering with excitement because she had made it through the night. Lizzie took Chica out of the crate and covered her with a kiss. Then she ran the puppy downstairs and straight outside. When Chica squatted and peed, Lizzie swooped her up and kissed her all over again. What a good puppy. Chica trembled with happiness. Gee, this person sure does like to make a fuss over nothing. Oh well, I love the attention. Lizzie went back inside and set the kitchen timer for 20 minutes. When it was dinged, she took Chica out again. She did that all morning long, taking Chica outside whenever the timer dinged, no matter what she was doing when it went off. Lizzie figured that if she brought Chica outside before even Chica knew she had to pee, maybe the puppy would do the right thing more often. Mom was impressed. You're really taking your job seriously, Lizzie, she said. It's my new training plan, Lizzie told her. I call it 20-minute plan. It came to me in the middle of the night. If it works, I'll make $1 million and be as famous as Mickey Milligan. That's great, Lizzie. And we have another young dog trainer in the house. Have you noticed? She nodded at the bean, who tugged Buddy's leash as he took the puppy outside. Every time you go out, he takes Buddy out. I make him wait until you're done so the puppies each have their space. It's wonderful. Buddy gets plenty of attention and exercise, and the bean stays busy. Maybe I'll even be able to get some work done on my article. Later that morning, Lizzie's friend Maria called. I am so tired, Maria said, yawning into the phone. I hardly got any sleep at all last night. Neither did I. Lizzie yawned too. Why were yawns so catching? He told Maria about her night with Chica. I was up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and 6 a.m., she explains the 20-minute plan to Maria. So why didn't you sleep? I couldn't stop thinking about the puppy mill and how horrible it must be, said Maria. Those poor puppies. I want to do something nice for the ones Miss Dobbins has at the shelter. Dad said he'd drive me to the new Pet Love store so I can buy them some special treats. Want to come? Definitely. Then Lizzie spotted the timer and remembered, oops, what am I thinking? I can't go. I have to watch Chica. Maybe Charles would take her out a few times, suggested Maria. I doubt it. He's busy with Chewy. And besides, we're kind of at war, she told Maria. Why would he help me train my puppy? Mom waved a hand at Lizzie. Do you need some help? She asked. I can keep an eye on Chica while I work at my desk. You've been very responsible. You deserve a break. Really? Thanks, Mom. Lizzie spoke into the phone again. I can go. Pick you up in 10 minutes, said Maria. Lizzie used the time to make sure Mom understood the 20-minute plan. She explained how to praise Chica. If the puppy happened to pee while she was outside, and how to watch for signs that she might need to go, like sniffing the floor, circling, or squatting at the shopping center. What does that even mean? Maria and Lizzie headed into Pet Love, while Maria's dad stopped in to say hello to his friend Manny, who owned Rispoli's Hardware next door. Pet Love was a huge store with everything you could possibly need for pets, stacked from floor to ceiling. In long aisles, pet beds, pet dishes, pet food, hamster habits, fish tanks, bird cages. There was even a whole section dedicated to nothing but snakes and lizards. Lizzie usually loved pet stores, but this one was almost too big with too much to look at. After they wandered up and down a few aisles in a daze, she and Maria finally found their way to the aisle 12 cat and dog treats and picked out an assortment of goodies for the puppies. Then they headed for aisle 10 dog toys and added a squeaky hamburger, a rubber carrot, and a stuffed purple and green dinosaur to their basket. Miss Dobbins was always glad to accept donations of new toys for her shelter dogs and puppies. Then when they were on their way to the checkout counter, Lizzie spotted the cages. 3 forlorn Dachshund puppies stared back at her from one cage, and in another, a skinny black lab hung back in the corner while her brothers and sisters slept in a pile. A frantic terrier pawed at his cage, scrambling as if he thought he could break free. One glance made Lizzie want to cry. She wished she were as rich as Mr. Beauregard, so she could buy them all and take them home to love. Wait, look! She tugged on Maria's shirt. They sell puppies here. Wow, said Maria. They're adorable. Let's stop and say hello to them. Lizzie pulled her friend away. Miss Dobbins said that sometimes these big pet stores get their puppies from puppy mills, she whispered. What? Maria's face turned white. look at those puppies. Do they look healthy? Lizzie grabbed Maria's arm. Come on, let's go find out where those puppies come from. She marched up to the counter. The girl at the cash register shrugged. I don't know, she asked. Ask him. He's one of the managers. She pointed to a skinny guy with glasses by the front door. Like her, he wore a red t-shirt with "Pet Love. We love your pets." A bird on the chest pocket. Lizzie, Maria said. Are you sure? Maria didn't always like it when Lizzie spoke her mind about things or made a scene, but Lizzie had already headed for the manager. Excuse me, sir. She taped the skinny guy on the arm. Can you tell me where those puppies came from? Puppies aren't exactly my department, the manager shrugged. You have to talk to Mr. Sneed, the owner of the store, but I'm pretty sure they come from a breeder around here somewhere. The guy who delivers them drives a truck, white and red stripes. Lizzie took the basket of treats and toys from Maria and set it down on the floor. That's all I needed to know, she said. Come on, Maria, we're not buying anything at the store. And with that, she marched out the door. Maria's dad met them out front. Not one puppy biscuit in that whole giant toy store, he asked when they got into the car empty-handed. Lizzie was too mad to answer, but Maria explained. They sell puppies in here, she told her dad. Puppies from the puppy mill I told you about. That's awful, Mr. Santiago frowned. How can they call themselves Pet Love if they do something like that? He started the car. I can't imagine that any responsible pet owner would want to shop there if they knew. Maria's dad drove them to the supermarket to buy puppy treats. These aren't special, said Maria, but they'll do. When they arrived at Kitten Paws, Lizzie spotted Mr. Beauregard's big black car. Car parked outside the shelter. Inside, everyone was busy taking care of the new puppies. Andrew cleaned kennels while Julie walked 3 pups at once. In the grooming area, Miss Dobbins and Mr. Beauregard were giving puppy baths. Mr. Beauregard whooped and laughed as he soaked up a black lab. This is more fun than wrestling alligators, he told Lizzie and Maria. Miss Dobbins looked tired, but she smiled too. Mr. Beauregard was been a huge help. He's skipping a meeting about $1 million deal just to be here, she said, wiping some suds off her nose. Lizzie told Miss Dobbins about the puppies for sale at Pet Love. Shop like Pet Love. Keep the puppy mills in business. Miss Dobbins sighed. They need lots of puppies to sell to the puppy mills. Keep supplying more. Meanwhile, there are already plenty of puppies in shelters like this one, just waiting to be adopted. Why can't pet stores just have shelter puppies for people to adopt? Lizzie asked. Some do, Miss Dobbins said. I work with some other pet stores around here. They feature puppies, dogs, cats, and kittens from our shelter. They have a sign, the sign that explains where the animals came from, and they charge just a little more than we charge here as an adoption fee. They make some money and pass the rest along to us to help cover any care we've given the animals, like shots or flea baths. So, why can't Pet Love do that? Lizzie demanded. I've already asked, Miss Dobbins shook her head. As soon as they announced plans to open, I spoke to the owner, Mr. Sneed, and offered to work with them, but he thought it would be too much trouble. Trouble? Lizzie cleaned her fist. How can he run a pet store if he doesn't even care about dogs? Makes you madder with a hornet, doesn't it? Asked Mr. Bargard. By advice, it is take that anger and try to do something with it. That's why I'm here, washing these puppies better than walking around feeling streams. About the puppy mill place, Lizzie nodded. That was probably good advice, but that could she do to change Mr. Sneed's mind? Chapter 6, guys. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Bye!